Hey there. So it's been a few days. I've been a little bit absent, a little bit quiet online. I haven't had a chance to record any messages, and that's because we went away. We recently bought a little camper van, and so myself and my family and a couple of friends chose a little campsite very, very close to my home, I should add. And we just took a few days to switch off and be in others' company and yeah, it was beautiful. So I'm kind of getting back into things this week. So, message for today. So, the questions really that have been on my mind today, I've seen a lot of people online kind of triggered around the subject of money and investing in themselves. So, I really want to touch on this because it's really, really, really super important. So, whenever we work with people at the cosmetic surgery, obviously we have to usually give them some advice around navigating through triggers. And usually money is one of those things. So a lot of people, and I don't know if this applies to you, let me know, but a lot of people will get triggered when they are given an offer or something is proposed to them that they can't afford or that they think they can't afford. And I kind of want to just go through this with you. So, fear is one of those things that your mind creates. So, your mind really wants to keep everything the same. It's called homeostasis. So, your mind wants to keep everything the same because it's programmed and it believes that if everything stays the same, whether that's if you're in comfort or whether you're in pain, it doesn't matter. It doesn't know the difference. In its wisdom, if it keeps everything the same for you, then you will stay alive. Yeah. And that is the only job of the mind, is to keep you alive. So it's a pretty old, outdated piece of kit. So that's why whenever I'm making decisions, I don't tend to use my brain for anything. I use my heart space. I'm more on that in a moment. But I want you to just notice what happens to you when someone comes to you and makes an offer, or you see something for sale and there's a price ticket next to it. What happens in your physical body when that happens? Do you think, oh my God, that's so expensive? Or do you think, oh my God, that's an investment? It must be worth it. Let's look into it. Let's look at all the parts of it. Let's look at the reviews, let's look at the outcomes, let's consider what it would do for me. So, someone with a poor mindset or someone with a mindset that needs a lot of work will get triggered very, very easily around money, and they'll start kicking up lots of 3D issues. So they'll start talking about gas prices and mortgage rates and those type of things that in the 3D world people focus on, whereas actual fact, as a spiritual being, you should understand that you are fully abundant. Our bank accounts in the cosmos are absolutely infinite. And oftentimes we miss out on those expansions because we say no to the wrong things. Whereas in actual fact, I mean, obviously you need to do your due diligence. My team are saying make sure you tell them to do their due diligence. Obviously, you've got to make sure that it's a heart aligned decision for you. So when I taught in the 5-day event we did recently called the Call In, I taught you and walked you through how to use your physical body to make all the decisions. Yeah. So if you ask your body, is this for me? And you get an expansive feeling, then that's a yes. If you ask your body, is this for me? And you get a contractive feeling, usually sometimes in your gut it comes, or could just be a sharp pain, then that's a no. If you ask your body, is this for me? And you get narrative come up. So, you get the no, and then you get some narrative. So, usually in the form of you haven't got time, you haven't got the resources, it's too expensive, you haven't got the money, blah, 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 blah. That's usually fear talking. So it's really, really important when you're navigating through your own life, especially when it comes to money. That seems to be a really triggering concept. And I'll explain why in a moment. But it's really important you just use your body, and then you can navigate yourself through absolutely everything. And just a reminder, we use our physical body to navigate ourselves through everything we need to do in life because it cannot be manipulated. So there are beings out there who are attached to light, directly to source, and they are here to guide you in order that you will grow into your limitless potential. You will operate on your divine timeline where everything is coming in with ease and grace. And then the opposite of that, because we live in a universe of polarity where there's always an opposite, there are self serving beings that come and exist around us and live off your energy as a food source. And they seek only to serve themselves, and they're not here for the highest good of all. Now, that comes without any judgment because it's important that we never step into an energy of judgment of anything, because that will squash your creative flow and squash your access to infinite abundance like anything. So it's really important to step out of that judgment zone. But those are the facts. And so we are always using our body because the self serving beings cannot infiltrate or manipulate your body unless you say so, unless you agree to it, or unless you leave yourself open. So if you are one of those people that, don't do the inner work, you don't claim your own sovereignty, you don't clean your energy, you don't protect yourself, you say yes to connecting with self-serving beings, you do all of those things, then obviously you have an issue. But the other side is that our bodies are very, very powerful. They will always know the direct response for you, and we're always being guided by our teams. And when I talk about my team, so when I talk about my spirit team and my cosmic team, you've probably seen me refer to them as Cosmic HQ online. I am just referring to me having the gift and the skill of being able to tune in and tap into those team members, which I see as multi-dimensional aspects of myself, because you have to remember that you are a multi-dimensional being and you are in absolute everything. Yeah, so I don't know where your level of understanding or awareness is at the moment. And obviously, if it's different to mine, then absolutely beautiful. Whatever resonates with you, keep it and just discard the rest. We must always work in resonance and with discernment, but that's how I see things. And so when you're navigating yourself through life, it's really important to ask those questions of your body. Is this for me? And see what happens. And know that when you're about to make an investment decision, when you're about to sign up to something, fear is going to rear its ugly head, probably 9 times out of 10, because your mind doesn't want you to grow. It doesn't want you to go into that familiar territory, even if and even when it's a really good decision for you to expand and to grow. So be mindful of that. Here at the Cosmic Surgery, we have navigated and helped navigate people through those fears. Fear is just something that the mind creates to keep you in a place that is static and all the same, even if and even when you're in pain, which always sounds like a bit of a mind fuck, doesn't it? That's why we never use the mind to ask questions. We use our physical body. So try it out today. Task for today, ask a question, see what happens, see what comes up. Send a reply to this email if you like and share some feedback. But it is honestly the gift and the skill that if you master this one thing alone, you will always be able to navigate yourself through your own life. And the reason why I know is because I am a walking, talking example of this. So part of my backstory, really, I mean, I've been consciously doing this work now for over 10 years. I used to work a very, very corporate job, which almost ruined me in so many ways, mentally, physically. And so I needed to find another way. And I started connecting to the angelic realm, doing the work and the healing a long, long, long time ago. And this was one of the gifts and the skills that I was given by my own team. Just this notion of checking in, seeking to serve, using your own physical body to make decisions. And literally, the last, I'd say the last 5 years where I've been using it consistently have been mainly effortless. And I say mainly effortless because, I mean, you can't say that life is all one long rainbow. You've got to have, in order to have a rainbow, you've got to have a little rain along the way. You've got to have bumps in the road. You've got to have things that you've got to learn through and grow through. But overall, I know with every decision that I make, I am guided, I'm safe. I know that even if, in inverted commas, I make a wrong decision, it's because I'm being shown a new lesson that I need to grow through. So it's very, very empowering as well when you can use yourself, you can trust yourself fully and implicitly to make your own decisions. It really is so empowering. So, yeah, today, go out, ask a question and see what happens. And use it for everything as well. So when I'm working with people, I usually give them this one task every day, just to tune in and ask the one question: what is it I must do today? But in reality, I use it for every single step that I take within my life, which is now fully integrated in my body. I don't have to ask the question, but the first step is just asking that one question and see what happens. It really is such a beautiful guide. So I hope that helps you, and I hope you have a beautiful day, whatever you get up to. Sending you love, light, and miracles.